Hello, class. Here's my discussion board response, or here's my discussion board topic, which is describing my worldview. So my worldview today is a Christian worldview. So everything that I see in the way I live, and the way I think about things, and the way I relate to things in my environment is through the Christian lens, with God being the head and ordaining each and every step that we take in the things that we do and how we see life and how we live life is based on the things that God has planned for us each and every day. And what my major influences in creating my worldview was basically, for me, was becoming a Christian, because I haven't always been a Christian. So becoming a Christian is what helped shape my worldview, how I started looking at things that happen on a day-to-day basis. I started looking at it from what the way the Bible speaks of it and the way that we relate to the Bible. That's the way I see things now. So when I look at what's going on in society or what's going on in the world today, I look at it through a Christian lens, and that what makes me determine what is considered right or wrong. And I base it on the Bible. So if it's not what the Bible say, then I don't really follow that, because it's not biblically sound. So everything with me has to be filtered through the Bible in order for me to believe it. And if it's not filtered through that way, then it's not my worldview. But that hasn't always been my worldview, because as a child I didn't grow up as a Christian. I didn't grow up in a Christian household. Now, there were people in my family that actually believed in God, and they was actually practicing Christians, but I wasn't a Christian. I didn't, in my particular household, there was no way that I grew up. So at that time, my worldview was very different during that time, because it wasn't biblically based. And so I had my mother pass when I was like 6 years old. And, not being a Christian, but hearing about, well, all you have to do is pray. All you have to do is do these certain things and you can get what you want. But the things that I was asking for, it wasn't one of those things that could happen the way I thought it should. But I had a different worldview at that time. And the things that I did, the way my childhood was and the way my upbringing was, I didn't understand that the things that I was doing were wrong from a Christian perspective, because I didn't have that foundation or that perspective at that time. So uh, that's how my worldview was for pretty much my whole entire life, until about maybe 2 years ago or a year and a half ago, when I became a Christian. My worldview had changed. Now, it was beginning to change anyway. I started changing how I saw things, but it wasn't yet the Christian worldview. So as I began to change how I do things and how I see the world around me, it led me to becoming a Christian. And now, as a Christian, I look at everything through that lens. So the things that are not biblical or does not follow my worldview, there are things that I'm not going to even pay attention to. So that's my explanation for my worldview.